Hi, everyone. It's Paul Ward here, and welcome to another 15 Minutes. I'm very excited today. We have two special guests, Karinna and Adrianna, the entrepreneurs and business owners of the Detail Chicks. And they've got a great story to share. So I wanted to have them on and tell their story. So welcome, ladies.
Hi,
Thank
Paul.
you.
How are you? Thank you for inviting us.
I'm great. Absolutely. So you're not normal car washers. I mean, you don't call yourself washers. You're detailers, and you're not using Dawn dishwashing soap. You're not, throwing Irish Spring into a bucket.
We can.
A real scientific, I would say,
Method.
form to detailing cars and boats and airplanes and all kinds of fun vehicles.
Yes.
So I'm sure you've seen some interesting stuff, some interesting
A lot.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
what is well, first off, let's talk about what type of products are you using that would be important for folks to know. You're not just running the car through the car wash and, using a sponge from the sink.
Right. Well, there's lots of elements to washing a car the right way, the appropriate way. I think I've shared this story with you. I might have in the group. It's like going to the spa. The way that you would describe it is the way you take care of your skin. First you get into the shower, you would, rinse off the dirt, debris of the days. Then you would use something to exfoliate your skin to get, your dead skin cells off. And then you would use a shampoo or a conditioner. And then after that, you would use a moisturizing and finalizing with a sunscreen. That's all to protect your skin.
Right.
That is the same philosophy with a car. There's several layers of paint that go into your car. Just to kind of quickly describe it, what everybody knows, we have the primer, which is the first layer of paint. And then there would be, depending on the vehicle, maybe 1, 2, 3 layers of actual paint. And then they would have what they call the clear coat, which is the protectant layer, clear, that you see on top of your vehicle. And that's what you're mainly taking care of in order not to start having problems with the actual paint, which would then require a whole paint job, which can cost thousands, depending on the vehicle you drive. Yeah.
And a lot of the grime you don't even really see, right? Like if you park your car and it gets blasted by the sprinklers every other day, I mean, that's
just the elements of the outside.
Right.
There's in the air, there's usually little grains of dirt. We live by the beach, so a lot of cars, the sand, there's tree sap, rain, water, bird poop, everything that you can imagine. It's like going outside naked, right? And you come back inside the house, you have everything from the outside, all the grime from the outside, and you got to get that off in order to maintain quality.
So what is the difference between washing and detailing? What are you using that's considered a detailed product versus just a simple wash?
Well, the detail is exactly what that means. First, you have to start with a good wash. So that's like you would assume to wash anything, using obviously better products that we have researched for a long time. We have tried out firsthand, seeing what works better. We can kind of tell what kind of car we've used different products for. Black cars, we wash a little bit different than we do a white car, different procedures. But, after we've done a thorough clean, then comes in the detail. And that's when we focus on the parts that, like headlights, everything that stands out and shines. And to us, it's important to ask the customer, what is it that you're looking for in a detail? And those are the areas that we focus on. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about the interior? You've seen a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, just oils on the back seats of headrests and
that's the best part.
If you think about it,
and
you live in your car. We all live in our car. I read an article somewhere, I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but we spent quite some time physically in our cars. So a lot, goes on there. We eat there. Sometimes we sleep there. We're sick inside of the car.
Right.
So everything that happens in your car stays in your car, like
Right.
Vegas.
And if somebody is sick in the car, right, and they've got somebody else that hops in, I mean, there's a lot of germs in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you touch, everything's in your hands. You know, the door handle, they might touch your dashboard, your steering wheel, the center console.
Very important to
And
disinfect.
germs linger for quite a while, and that's why we always use steam sanitizing, which kills about 99.9 is what we, you know, because you can't say 100%, but it's hot steam, so it does get rid of a lot of the germs and bacteria that's
Right.
living there waiting for you to come in the next day. Hi, Paul.
And you guys are not just detailing cars. I mean, obviously folks do call, you've got some, you know, quite a few regular
we've done-
customers, right? And then, but you're also now doing
We've done
planes, boats, and
airplanes, small airplanes, boats, definitely. We're here in the marina, so the word gets around. Some of our clients own boats, and they're like, would you like to detail the boat?
Yeah.
It's a big difference whether the boat is on water or off the water. So obviously, if it's on the water, we can only do the top part of the boat.
Right.
But we've done a few off the
water.
off the water, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So it's a dirty, messy job
Right.
that you don't see a lot of women doing.
Right. Well, that is kind of the I think the interest, right, is you don't see too many female car detailers.
I think they're it's intimidating at first, you know. If we're going to talk about a boat, for instance, they're big, they're huge. You have to tackle, you got to think, I got to get these ladders and, you know, I got to carry them. So you do have to have a little bit of physical strength. So I think that's why more women or most women shy away from getting into a business like this.
Right.
We carry a lot of equipment. You kind of have to learn a little bit about mechanics, you know, how to take care of your generator if it breaks down. What do you do if you lose one of your cords? What do you do if your vacuum blows out in the middle of the detail? So
you gotta improvise.
Yeah, because you guys are
Missy here is the mechanic, you know. She like I saw her one time. I never seen her do that, and she was literally sucking the gasoline through her mouth out of the, because she said, what was it? It got, why were you doing that?
I don't remember.
Sorry. Yeah, when on the hose. I don't know, but
I do it all. Just try to fix the machines.
Wow.
Yeah,
try to figure it out.
She gets, you know, she doesn't shy away from like, oh my God, who do we call?
And you guys are going to the customer, right? The customer's not.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
We're mobile. That's the beauty of it.
You talk about a generator, you've got
we
to
bring the detail to you.
We bring everything to you. It could be literally a contactless kind of service where you can book us online if you'd like. Everything can be through text. You can leave your your keys by your door or leave your car unlocked. You can pay us through Zelle or credit card.
You can just show up, do the detail and leave.
Or like,
how did you get into this? What made you decide to be auto detailers? What were you doing before and decided to team up?
Well, I did detailing on the side as a side hobby.
Oh.
And when I came to the Los Angeles area to I tried to find work, couldn't find it. So I figured, okay, so my next option is to just turn this hobby into a business. And I do know a few detailers in the LA area who are awesome. And they got me into the business. They were telling me, let's work together. I went there and they got me into their business, and that's just how it started to grow. We used to travel to Santa Monica every single day to detail cars, high-end cars. And then it
grew from there.
We got tired.
Yeah.
From traveling all the
There's
time.
enough high-end cars in Ventura County that you don't really have to go that far, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But at first, because we just moved to Ventura, we didn't know anybody. And we knew a lot of people in the LA area. So it was slowly picking up here in Ventura. And now we don't have to go to LA anymore. So
but we will go back since we are grown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Eventually.
How did you get into detailing? Were you working in other
Well, during the pandemic, work just I work in an office. I've always worked in office. I've always done office work. And I was honestly at a time in my life where I wanted to do something different. I never in a million years would have guessed that this was it, because I just was never, I don't know, to put a
She's a
label
girly
on it.
girl.
Yeah, I don't think I am anymore, but I was very girly girl. So everything was like, oh, I don't want to touch that. Oh my God, it hurts. It's too heavy. Or, but she convinced me she needed help. And I said, okay, I'll come along. The first few rides, I just kind of sat in the car and kind of watched her do her thing. And one day somebody was walking by and they're like, why isn't your friend helping you? Why is she so mean?
Sitting there as a princess.
And I'm like, oh, that's mean. So I started getting out, just, asking her, what do you want me to do for you? And I just picked it up, and it became something that, like I said, we put a lot of effort into learning. Because there, like you said, there's a big difference between a car washer and a detailer. So
Right. And
we
you
get
guys are
paid.
learning. You're taking classes. I mean, you're learning from
Right. We're
experts. This is
training.
an
Right.
industry, right? I mean, you're
Yeah.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
get paid for our skill level. That's where the real money comes in,
right.
We do know, I'm sure a lot of people think, oh, why would I pay $500 for a detail when I can go to Costco for $9.99?
Right.
And you're basically paying for the knowledge, the time, the skill,
Right.
and the outcome.
Well, and I mean, if somebody just is looking to sell their car, you're actually potentially increasing the value of
Oh
that
yeah, absolutely.
always.
market, right?
Always,
Mhm.
yeah. We make sure to clean that car better than it was new. As a matter of fact, I always say that is the biggest and best compliment we get is someone says it looks better than when I bought it.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you can power wash the engine without, damaging the
Of
Right,
course,
underneath the
yes.
hood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years of
Mhm.
grime
Yes.
and build up.
Yeah.
Clean up
Yeah.
all the oil, make it look nice and shiny.
So you guys, what is your mission, your vision?
The mission and the vision is as a female in an industry that's pretty male dominated, don't be afraid to try something. Don't feel like it's a man's job. A lot of people still, believe it or not, they have that mentality. And so a lot of the questions or a lot of the comments that we deal with in our day-to-day question or comments like, are you guys going to show up in bikinis? Not that's fine, and maybe we'll incorporate that later on with a different set of girls,
Right.
But we're meant to be taken serious and offer other women a career path that they never imagined, in making really, really good money, being your own boss, and feeling really satisfied and passionate about what you do, and the customer relationships that we build in the community. So I feel like we're breaking a lot of headway that way. So that's why I think we've been noticed quite a lot, and we've been branding a lot. But I think eventually detail chicks will be like the Starbucks. When you think coffee, you
That'd be
see
great.
Starbucks. When you
There
think
you go.
details, you think detail chicks.
I have to brag. I've got the only blue hat with white lettering.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know you guys are,
I love it.
gray and pink, black and pink, and
Well, we're all inclusive.
yeah.
Detail
No,
chicks
no
is for
offense. I don't
everybody.
look good in pink, so I said,
A lot of people really love our logo and our name, and that has helped a lot. It's almost
but what is your current territory?
Ventura County, like right at the beginning of like Thousand
Thousand
Oaks.
Oaks.
We can even do Calabasas all the way up towards like Santa Barbara.
Oh, wow. Okay, so big chunk of land.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's primarily because we have a smaller truck where we carry a lot of equipment, and depending on the job, we have to decide to leave or take different machines. So once we're better equipped with which is our next step, with a bigger van where we can actually carry everything, you're gonna see us everywhere. LA,
Yeah.
everywhere they call us, until we can start adding some personnel that can start doing the easier jobs, like the
Right.
regular basic car
Maintenance
washes,
washes.
the maintenance washes.
You
where
guys have
we
to
take
clone
care of-
yourselves.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
but
so how would that work? Each of you would kind of split up and go into different, and kind of one would be in one van and
In the
Yeah.
beginning, yeah.
maybe a training,
Yeah.
yeah.
Training.
Yeah, because like with any good company, it's very important to us the detail chicks method of customer service, and the quality that we provide is the same always. So we do have a method already written down that once it's taught, it shouldn't fail,
Yeah.
and we want to make sure quality control.
Sure. So
In
any
order
training,
to-
you just follow the same.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
order
right.
to make
Get
it
to the same result.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So that
awesome.
way you don't have to fight about who's going to show up, because it'll be quality standards.
How do folks out there reach you?
You can reach us at detailchicks.com, or you can call us directly at area code 805-394-8833.
And what would you say is the kind of the lead time that you would need for somebody to get a?
At least a week in
Mhm.
advance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
doing last year, during this time, during the rain, we were struggling a little bit, and now we can't believe that here we are next year, and we still have so many our clientele has grown.
Mhm.
So we have them, and then just new clients. With the rain, actually had a lot of calls for people who got their car flooded.
Mhm.
We
Oh,
went
wow.
and did
Busy
that
today,
Yeah, we
yeah.
went and did that today, and we extracted like 6 gallons of water from the carpet.
In one
Yeah.
car?
Yes.
One car.
What?
Yeah, he was
Wow.
parked over by the barracks at the Navy base.
6 gallons of water inside the interior?
It was all in the front.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's
Wow,
another service that we've added, like they say, whenever there is I guess a tragedy, you
Oh.
create opportunity.
Mhm.
And
Sure.
that's what we're doing, finding ways to keep ourselves busy and growing our menu to help.
Sure. Well,
people
somebody
with
might
their
have thought their
cars.
car was almost ruined, right? And you guys came along.
Right. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. We cleaned it up and
Cleaned
removed
it
all the
up.
water, and
Yeah, and we have, different machines to dry it out. We have machines to sanitize it. We can even remove the odor so that there's, the after smell of the damp or
Mold.
Yeah. So we
Right.
have different treatments that we offer depending on what the client needs. And I think that's what makes us different. We can customize the service.
And a good waxing should last for how long?
waxes can last up to 3 months. A
Oh,
good wax. We like to add a
Ceramic. spray.
ceramic spray wax, which lasts about 6 months.
okay. So a little bit longer.
Yeah. A little bit longer, better protection.
That's why you pay more, right? Because it's
Right,
better
right.
than just a simple wax. Well, certainly spread the word. And Karinna and Adrianna, thank you so much for being our guest on this 15 minutes. We've loved having you.
Thank you,
Thank
Paul. It was
That went
fun.
by too quick.